Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the hobby. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Good morning, yeah, fine, thank you.
Fine, thank you very much.
Morning from a wet and windy north and a lovely sunny south.
Yeah, winter's definitely arrived.
It has. A storm a week, it's great at the moment, all good. Anyway, as I say, it's one of those strange times of the year where lots of things are being released and coming through and finding their way through, and a lot of the pre-orders are sort of suddenly being fulfilled. So if you are getting notifications coming your way, it's time to cough up. Santa needs paying.
The elves need paying.
Yeah, that's it. The elves need paying and everything. So anyway, we might as well start off with it. Matt, what have you added this week?
Lots.
Very nice.
Lots, to be honest. So we'll start off with a couple of. So it's back.
It's
round
back.
Round two is back. So yeah, the Desert Babes are back.
So this is the extra limited edition.
Yeah, the extra one. I don't know. I've lost count.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the second edition, shall we say?
The second edition of the limited edition.
Yeah.
Which is the second, third edition.
As obviously,
I don't know.
for people who know and don't know, it's the Revel kit rebox with some. It's actually got some nice bits and bobs in it. Good set of decals.
Yes.
Obviously, a very common subject, even from the 48th one. Obviously, the Gulf War one. So
yeah,
that's back in. So if you've got your name on a pre-order on our site, you're getting them soon. Also, new release, which is great timing, I don't think, but let's gloss over that.
We'll gloss over the day, the timing, but yes.
Is the Tora new tooled Zero from Edard. So that's dual combo boxing in it, is it?
Yeah, so you get two in the kit.
Dual combo limited edition, so there you go.
It does. And to be honest with you, it does look really, really nice. You have to send us down.
Yeah, I'm going to get them to get some stuff sent to you.
Brand new tooling, isn't it? So from Edard, it's bound to be nice, but yeah.
Plenty of options as well.
Yeah. Again, I think it's one of those ones where I do like the way that Edard do their releases because, all too often, and let's face it, I could name hundreds of companies probably who have a habit of saying we are releasing and you just never hear or see it. Other companies, Tamiya is obviously one of them, and Edard as well, when they say they've got and it's coming, they usually give a date and it's pretty much spot on. So it's nice to see that kit came along. And also it was a lovely surprise because I wasn't expecting them to do a Zero. And for them to turn around and say, we've got a Zero, here's the CAD work, looked absolutely amazing in CAD. I'm sure it'll look just equally as good as well. And having this year I did the big 32nd version of it, it's nice to see now a new tooled 48 scale one. So very, very nice indeed. Very much welcome into the hobby, definitely that one.
I think that version has definitely been crying out for a new tool of it. I know Tamiya did the other version, haven't they? The green version.
Yes.
Is this a Mitsubishi or Nakajima?
I wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. I've got caught up with that when I was doing mine.
Show us the colour of the wear wells.
Yeah. Again, I got caught into that one big time when I did the 32nd because even the Tamiya 32nd one, they're not 100%. And obviously you've got the Nakajima versions as well as everybody else. There's like 4 different companies made them and they've all got slightly differences and it gets incredibly thin, So yeah, I would just say build it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. I just literally build it because again, you can go down a right rabbit warren with those ones. Yeah. So, but no, lovely looking kit. I must admit, looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah. So that's obviously that was a pre-order as well. So they're in. Also a bit more. Obviously these are a bit older, but they've done it as a box set, as I'm going to call it from now on. So obviously get both the aircraft and the figures.
That's good value as well, isn't it?
As that's safe, and I think that's a really good value for money for what you get in the box.
It is. So in that kit, just to let people know, obviously you get the Bronco, which is the early version, the Vietnam era one, but also you get the O2, the Bird Dog, down in there as well, and you get the figures.
Yeah.
So it's like a mini diorama set all in one. But we've said with the pricing of that one, we haven't actually got it up on the site yet because it's literally just come in.
Yeah.
Again, if you was to buy them all separately, it works out a lot more expensive. So if you've ever got a little bit of a thing and you're thinking about you'd like to do the O2 at some point, and obviously with the Bronco, that's the one you're going to do because it does work out a lot cheaper. And obviously you get the figures as well. So very nice to see that.
Yeah, it's a nice set. I think we're going to start to do that as well, aren't we, ICM? Just put the kits together and make these sort of box sets, as I call it. Another bit obscure. A French artillery tractor
That's
Right.
weird.
So go on then. I'll bite. Why has it got little wheels at the front?
For getting over ditches.
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay.
hills and things.
In fact, it's got a mirror as well underneath in the middle.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Can you remember that funny push me, pull you armoured car I did, the EBR?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the same principle. The wheels go up, and then when it's on rough ground, it's got these metal wheels, and that's a thingy. But yeah, this is an alternative. To be honest with you, I don't know if anybody's ever kitted this. I know it's a bit left field, a bit obscure, but it's ICM, so it's going to be a bit different. And then they have done a few World War II French tanks as well.
Right.
Some of their smaller stuff. So I think it's quite an interesting subject, and like I say, it's a bit of a weirdy, wacky thing, but
To me, it reminds me of Brum.
yeah.
I don't know if it's just the headlights and with the little wheels on the front. It looks like Brum's gone to war and he's been given an upgrade.
Painting green.
Paint him green, give him some big wheels and off he goes. And for people who don't know, just Google Brum.
I presume there's going to be more to this.
Yes.
As in a French artillery piece to tow it.
Yeah.
And perhaps something else. I don't know. But again, I don't know. I think it's definitely different.
Definitely.
You don't see many of them every day, do you? So
no, I've never seen one before. So
you don't want to go down the Panther, Tiger, German stuff. You know, this is just something a little bit different. And as we were on about it last week.
Yes.
So as we mentioned last week, we've now got one of these in for filter review. So,
nice.
Which is going to be quite nice. And ClearProp have also reached out to us after mentioning about stocking them. So they sent us an email, which we've replied to. So watch this space for probably us getting some of these in.
Definitely. Really looking forward to getting my hands on it, I must admit. As we were saying, I think, the Mohawk's one of those. It's a weird looking thing. It looks like an insect.
Yes.
But again, you don't really see it. Who did the horrible one?
Roden did the 48.
Roden.
And then Hasegawa, which I don't know if it was their kit, did the 72nd.
Yeah, I remember doing the Roden one, and it wasn't brilliant fit anywhere. If I'm honest, I struggled with that kit. It did go together, but it took a bit of work and a bit of filler and all the rest of it. So
it's a very early Roden.
They look nice at the shows, don't they? So
yeah. Again, because I think it's something a little bit different, isn't it? That's the nice thing to them. It's not that normal type thing.
But see, that Roden kit's very early Roden as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the Trojan, isn't it, and stuff. I think, like I say, but there ain't many other options in 48 either. There's a overlooked aeroplane, and I think it's, like you said, it's very unique.
Yes, definitely. I call it very insect-looking thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very bug-looking.
Also, love the box art. Box art's lovely as well.
Yes. They seem to do nice box art as well, because we're looking through the catalogue, weren't we, what they do. Bit weird and wacky stuff, but they are bringing out some more, I think, mainstream, shall we say, in the future. I think it's just finding the feet as a newer company, isn't it? But you do get a load of photo etch. It's quite a stacked box, I think, in here. So anyway, I'm going to send that to you with the Tora and something else that's pretty much doing as we're on.
Right, okay, so watch this space. We'll have a live unboxing at this rate.
It will be a live unboxing as long as it turns up in time of us gassing. But if not, we'll just mention it at the end. But yeah, we also do, well, actually 2 more items are due in today. 2 more on the pre-orders as well. Just a note, because we're going to get, when's the Mandalorian out, when's the Razor Quest?
Yeah.
Imminently, I have been told, which could mean before Christmas. I think it'll probably be next week, if I'm honest. I do think it's going to come straight after. But I've got no sort of proper knowledge on this until it turns up like anything. But yeah, also what we're getting back in as well is, and he ain't got it with him, is a Millennium Falcon.
No, sorry. Well, the thing is, it's upstairs. It's on display in my office.
Run and get it for us.
Yes.
Matt's got the box in the store.
Yeah, that's it. I brought the box up, so he's got the box, so it looks good on the shelf. But yeah, no, it is. As I say, if it's not cheap, let's not beat around the bush here. It's probably the most expensive kit I've built for a long time, and but boy, is it worth it! It is absolutely beautiful. I'm working on a bit of sci-fi at the moment. it takes it to a whole new level. And having built quite a few of which was the Fine Molds 72nd Millennium Falcons, and I've got the Revell reboxing of it even up there still for it as well. The Bandai one is, off the chart. It's the level of detail, the quality of it, the way it goes together. Obviously, you get the light set inside it as well. So you've got everything straight out of the box you would need. And even if you're not a massive, perhaps, modeler, it goes together like Lego, and it comes with stickers. So you could literally do it like that, even if you didn't want to paint it and weather it, and still have something incredibly impressive. But I did the full video build of it. You can go off and watch that one. But yeah, it's one of those kits where I'd build it tomorrow. If somebody said, "Can you build us one?" Oh God, yeah, it's a joy to build, you know. So
I've been fighting with my conscience on whether or not I want one for my Christmas present.
I think you should.
I keep saying to Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what though, Andy? It's going to be one of them. When you want it, you're not going to be able to get it, and it'll go for silly money.
Yeah.
So
you might need to get another one, Matt.
That's fine. I mean, he has got a few. It is a limited number that he has got in, because obviously how big and how expensive the kit is. But yeah, our stockist has got some in. We've got a couple. We've got one for a pre-order that somebody asked for quite a while ago. So we've got in that, and then we're going to have a few for stock, but not many, because obviously
it's my wife's birthday tomorrow. I wonder if she'd want one.
She would love one, Andy. You would love it. Like I said, it's a huge box.
Yeah.
It is a big box, but the quality of all the parts and the various things. So, you know, this is obviously decals that make it up. If you wanted to, you could paint all of these, because the surface detail is all there. And then obviously I just did a little bit about different things. But there's the wiring going together. But as I say, look, that's a panther, isn't it? Or is it a king or a tiger back
one
end?
of them. Yeah, I don't know.
One of them. That's a gearbox apparently off a Corvette.
Right, okay.
We were playing a game whilst we were building this called Spot What It Is, or what kit it was as well. But yeah, again, it's one of those, the quality and the way it goes together is absolutely beautiful. And I think I only used glue twice. That was the area I used glue. I glued these little guys down because they were a little bit pingy offy. But the rest of it, it's no glue into it at all. But yeah, I know it's one of those kits which, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite now, because we often talk about other kits that cost a small fortune. But this is, I don't know, it takes it to that total new thing of quality, because it's Bandai and the way it goes together. And just from the instructions point of view and how it all goes in, as you can see, it's one of those ones where it is literally a dream. It's the kit that keeps giving and giving and giving. And again, if you did want to go down that rabbit hole as we're talking about, there's a lot of aftermarket available for it as well. But,
is it really? Like what?
You can get extra photo etch parts for it. You can get dedicated lighting sets that do a lot more. You can get sound sets for them as well.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of, if you go down the garage route, as in not your mainstream people, you can get a lot of resin parts as well for them. You know, fully right the way through. But you know, again, it's just it turned out.
Does it need it though?
No, of course not. No, and that is the thing. I think it's one of those ones where if you're a real, you know, sort of aficionado onto it, and this is going to be your one build that you're probably going to do, and you want to spend a year building it, then you know, you could go down the aftermarket route. If you're definitely more of a casual builder, or you're like me, I just want one, it's as simple as that, then I just built it straight out of the box, you know, as you can see, and it did turn out to be incredibly impressive. And also it comes on a beautiful stand, which you could technically screw it to the wall and hang it, and you can have it in different poses as well, gear up, gear down. That's how I've got it here on the sort of slant, so it shows it all off and stuff like that. But yeah, it's one of those kits where it just keeps giving. It's a fun kit. You know, we often talk about this hobby getting a bit bogged down into it. I can honestly say every time I sat down at this bench putting that together, it was wonderful. So all you do, you put your Star Wars film on, you know, your lappy, and you're building along, and it's one of those ones. But you know, I don't know what price we've got them coming in for. Do we have a price for those?
Yeah, it's sub 300, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it sub 400? Sub 400.
Sub 400. Yeah.
Sorry, sub 400.
Yeah, sub 400.
My apologies. So, yeah, it'd be great if it's sub 300, but sub 400 anyway for what we've got the prices in for. So, if any members of our lot want one, shoot Andy a message, and we'll see if we can get one. So that's for the Flory guys. If you're interested,
yes,
I say just shoot us a message, and we'll. I think they are doing, and it like soon.
Very
if they're not
soon,
doing
yes.
today, tomorrow, whenever, but they are doing very, very soon. So
Yeah,
the other
so
thing
we're
as
not
well,
gonna-
that while I remember, for the guys who've got pre-ordering something new coming in, which is again, you should be more interested in this than me, is the Hobby Boss Hornets.
Yes.
So we've got the
Yes.
FA18F Super Hornet doing and the EA18G Growler.
Which is the Growler,
That'll
yeah.
think. You still have got on my screen because I don't know what they're. Yeah.
So that'll complete the Hobby Boss series because they've already released the
Yeah.
Echo, because I've got one down in here. So that means you've got the Foxtrot with the F, which is the 2-seat Super Hornet, and then obviously you've got the Growler being the G,
Yeah.
which completes the family, the Hornet family, which is very nice indeed.
So which would you do? Ooh,
Personally, I would love to do the G. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the Growler. I like the Growler types. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But apparently the poor old Growler is suffering somewhat because of fatigue in real life.
Oh, right. Okay.
But can't they just turn Fs into Gs?
Well, originally that was the original idea. What was going to happen was that Fs would be converted to Gs and vice versa to spread the stresses. Because obviously every time that a normal fighter version takes off from the carrier, when it lands, it's on very light fuel. And various things for the stores. So, you know, it's not a problem. But obviously with the Growler, what it takes off with, it usually brings back, unless it's carrying HAL missiles. So the pods and stuff like that, it's a lot heavier. So apparently it's a lot more fatigue on the airframe. But for some reason, I don't know why, but it was never done, which they were shared amongst the fleet with different Growlers being going onto F formats and stuff, and I'm sure somebody will message me who knows what they're on about. Clearly I don't, but apparently they never were. So unfortunately the life expectancy is a lot lower, and also there's a big thing about, because of air-to-air refueling, the hours on airframes are a lot more than it should have been, because as well they were doing a lot of tanker work. And,
So do they use the Growlers for tankers as well then?
No. The Growler's just used purely for electronic stuff. If you've never watched it, you have to watch the thing, because in every video they've normally got a guy with a mobile phone and they do the thing of flicking the switch and it just goes off. And I always think it's quite funny.
Yeah. Because tankers, obviously, they take off with a lot of weight as well, don't they? So
Yeah, that's it. But apparently they've been blaming, because I don't know what it is. It's something like 6,000 hours, is it, on an airframe? But obviously, if you're just doing sort of an hour and a half, 2 hours in the air, but because they've been staying up a lot longer, doing a lot of air-to-air refueling and stuff like that, they're going through the hours a lot quicker than originally they intended. So, yes, poor old things. Never mind. But yes. Watch this space. There could be a Growler being built next year, just saying.
Got another one to your collection.
Got to be done.
Yeah. Also, we get a few bits of Edard in. We mentioned about the 109E47. Which one was it, Andy? The new weekend with a super duper box art. Is it an E7 or an E4?
Oh, with the yellow with the
Yeah, the one with
nose.
doing a bit of a bomb run, dropping the bomb.
Yeah.
That's in as well. We've got that in. That's going to be up on the site. But the Hurry story as well, which is obviously the Armour Hobby Hurricanes, which we've been out of stock of. We've got a few of them coming back in as well. So
Nice.
that limited edition's back as well. So we must have had quite a few.
I think this is the year of limited editions that just keep giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest though, that is a good set for the price, isn't it? You get a couple of the Armour Hobby Hurricanes, loads of decals and bits and bobs. So, so that's back in as well, or will be coming back in. So yeah, it's all going off stock wise, coming and going as usual. So yeah.
Good. Right, shall we have a look at some of the pre-orders then, whilst we speak about it? Here we go. So pre-orders that are going on at the moment, obviously we've got the Armour Hobby 72nd P51B. This lovely one with the markings.
Yep.
Yes.
With
Nice
the 6
box
or
art
7
as well.
markings, but yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing that one. That looks to be an absolutely lovely kit for the 72nd guys. Definitely a must. The Zucchomori Phantoms, I will just state, because I've had quite a few people talk to me since my little vlog I did yesterday. I did a proper video vlog. I'm only doing the 48 scale ones, because people I think have got a bit confused thinking I'm doing the 32nd scale ones, and then whose kit will I be using and everything else. No, I've actually got a pre-order, which I'm first on the list I think in here, or I am on the other one, for these said kits. So I intend to do a couple. I'm going to do them back to back and everything, because I really do like them, and I think both the markings that Zucchomori's have fessed up are two of the nicest ones for the retirement schemes. So that's the versions that I'll be doing next year. But I'm just a massive Phantom fan, as a lot of people know. But I really like the Japanese retirement schemes. So yeah, that's the plan with that one. But anyway, they are up on pre-order right now.
No weathering.
To be honest, like me and John sat opposite me a couple of weeks ago. We all spent an afternoon watching them, and we were saying they do have weathering on there. They're not they're not absolutely spotless, but again, it's one of those where it tends to be sort of tonal rather than dirt. It's not like grease and crap coming out. It's just old paint. Obviously where they've painted over them for the retirement ones and things like that. So, but yeah, definitely, I think it's one of those you could play with a lot on that one. The other one, which I think is going to be an absolutely fantastic one, is, we've got lots of interest in that one then, if we're on page that many, is for the Harrier. Obviously, we spoke about this every week so far. Really looking forward to that. That's the GR79, which is Hasegawa, which was then reboxed by Revell and then died a death. And now it's been reboxed, obviously, by Hobby 2000. And we've got some nice marking options coming on that one as well. So, and I know we've got a ton of interest on that one, haven't we?
Yeah, and some people want. Some have asked for 2, and some people asked for 3. So yeah,
it's very popular. Harriers always been popular, though, aren't they? To be honest,
it is. But like we said before, the trouble with that kit is it's never out. It seems to come out, as we know, for a short period, and then you just, if you want to build one, you pay stupid money online for them. And it's one of those where it's just never been a staple release since the beginning, because Revell reboxed that one donkeys years ago now, not that long after it first came out. And then obviously it went back to Hasegawa after a period of a couple of years, and now obviously Hobby 2000 coming out with it as well. So yeah, interesting one on that one, definitely.
Get your name down quick while before they come in.
We've got 77 pre-orders on that. That's ridiculous. There's the other one. That's the other F4, which looks absolutely fantastic. Just saying. So
I prefer that one to the blue one.
Yeah, I like both. Very nice. Honestly, I was going through a certain decal company who makes decals for them as well, and they do all of them. And I'm thinking, I'm going to need a bigger shelf. Because all of their schemes are absolutely brilliant.
That's why he's clearing his cabinets out for.
Well, this is it. Yeah, this may be the one. This can't be that long away. We've been waiting for this one for a while now.
It's got postponed to first quarter of next year.
Oh right.
I think it'll be January anyway. I think it is gonna be soon. But yeah.
But again, as you say, I love it. I think it's a great looking aircraft, and very much needed, shall we say? 48 scale.
Oh yeah, 48 scale is just completely obscure.
No one does one, do they?
No, to be honest, I've got no idea if anybody does. I bet there is. There must be, but I don't know who's done one of it. And there's a sawn-off Daimler.
When I was putting this one up, and I put the title up, and I thought, so what does SOD stand for? Special Operations...
Yeah, Weapons...
Something or other. And I realised it's SOD, sawn off Daimler.
Yeah.
I actually like that. It's a bit of a... I don't know. Because they do the other version of that with the turret.
Yeah.
Where is the engine? Is the engine back here?
Yeah, it is in the mall, but it's had the mudguards chopped off and the turret.
It's got no mudguards on it, no turret. It's just been proper stripped down for speed and mobility, I presume. I don't know, but I think our friend Mr. Kev Smith, the Diorama Masters, might be wanting
have a go at one. Yes. It's an interesting vehicle, because are they technically sat on the engine then?
Engine's behind it in the back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's sat where the turret would be.
Right.
Yeah, and the engine's behind him.
Fair enough. Crikey. So is that like a lightweight version then?
I presume it must have been, yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but
no, I know nothing about it at all.
It's definitely interesting and different. I do like the British armoured cars.
Yes.
They're a bit,
So again, another cracking one from Gecko, because
they just do it.
Who else does one of them? No one. It's great.
To be honest with you, until we actually put that up, I didn't even know that existed.
No, I've never seen it before.
So I don't know how many was actually converted into that at all, or was made or whatever. So I don't know how many was used, but it's definitely an interesting. Again, it's a bit like this French artillery thing.
Yeah.
It's one of them, isn't it? So it's just if you want something a bit different, a bit like say left field, a bit obscure. Mm-hmm. And I know, being Gecko, they're beautifully moulded and stuff, and same with ICM, aren't they? So you're not going to have trouble assembling them.
No.
I think
not
my
at all.
plan is at some point is to tackle a gecko kit because I do like the British subjects that they do. So
Cool.
yes.
Very good. And what else have we got? So the Mandalorian, the TIE Fighter 1, again,
That is imminent. So
it's
That
imminent.
might be coming in imminently.
As in imminently. We're hanging this out in case it turns
I
up.
tell you, it's going to come by the time we finish, so we'll just have to say about it, I reckon. But yeah, that's due in today. I might as well just come out.
That's
and say
coming
it.
in
So
today.
there's
So,
only a couple of people on it.
we'll be closing that one. So yeah,
it's already shut. So I think now really for pre-orders we're going to be waiting probably first quarter of next year to update it for newer stuff.
Yeah, so this one, just saying about because obviously I won't go through them all, but this is the one that's obviously due in. So
yeah.
Hopefully that's going to be here any second as well. So, yes.
So are we excited for future releases from next year, do you reckon?
Well, I must admit, well, like we said, we always knew it was going to happen. There's been a lot of rollover, isn't there?
Yeah.
Of kits, which, we've wanted to see. That ICM Beaufort, I must admit, I think it'll be a lovely kit because ICM do generally just really, really nice kits. And I know they were my manufacturer of the year a couple of years ago, but this year it's going to be quite difficult, I think, when we're going to have a sit down and do our official PM models kit of the year, manufacturer of the year.
Better get a figure out then, haven't we?
I think
that's what
Nathan and John have already decided there, haven't they? So
yeah, I think they have pair on them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's not really hard to work it out either, is it?
No.
It's going to be a tough one for me.
It will be a tough one for me because I had a few really what I thought were going to be it, and now, I don't know.
I've got no idea. If I'm honest, I don't know. I mean, it depends if you're going on subject matter or build quality.
I think what I will do an official thing, and we can all obviously put our pennyworth in for our Christmas show because that's when we'll do them, no doubt. And it'll be our sort of kit of the years, manufacturer of the years, and subjects of the years, and all the rest of it. So it'll be an interesting one to go through. So what I might do as well, if I can figure it out, I'll put a poll up as well.
Yeah.
On the site.
Yeah.
And I'll do a poll as well on my social media.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Then we can do our opinions, the members' opinions, the Flory family lot, and then obviously we do general public opinions as well, and see if we all match up. Which we won't, but it'll be interesting.
Do you know what though? I don't know if I'm trying to work out what I've built this year, what I enjoyed and what's been a bit of a chore and all that lot. So I don't know. We have to go through it. It's the usual thing when we get to this time of year. When we go to the roundup of the year and we're like, I've got tube of glue. What
It's the year. I might just look at the analytics on the site and see which one sold best.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, it'd be a Desert Babe, wouldn't it? Hey, it'd be a 7-second Desert Babe, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that. It'd be a odd, I reckon. Kit-wise.
Never mind. Right.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting stuff. Should we go over to questions?
Question time, yes.
Question time. Gary says, "Hi Phil, just a question. Was wondering, do you still use MRP paints? If it hadn't been for your videos when I first tried them, I would never have found them. Thank you and look forward to the next show. Caught your Tuesday show and didn't see them until you showed them." That's it. I had a bit of a walk around with the camera, people who haven't seen it, on your shelf. Thanks, Gary. To be honest, it's one of those things, I don't dislike MRPs at all. I think they are great. But the trouble is, they are great if you want to shake it, stick it in your airbrush and spray it. If you want to do anything slightly different with it, then I prefer to use a thicker type paint that you have to thin yourself. That's all it actually is. So whilst I did, and I used them for a couple of years, MRPs, and I thought they were great, the limiting factor is if you wanted to do a sort of a thicker coat or a one and done type paint and stuff like that, it was always just a little bit, I just wanted it to have a bit more bite to it, shall we say. And then we obviously started doing things with Hitaka, and we tried Hitaka a long time before we even stocked it. And I just like that way, and like I do with AKs and all the rest of it, it's my paint mix. So obviously I can make it a 50-50 paint mix. I can make it a 60-40 paint mix. I can go the other way and make it a lot thicker if I want to do, something a little bit more textured, shall we say, with the paintwork as well. So, and that's the thing I do prefer over MRPs. MRPs are great if you just want to shake it up the bowl, put it in your airbrush and just spray it. which is very similar to how Model Air used to be, wasn't it? It's literally a pre-thinned, ready to go, you just go for it. But from bang for buck as well, obviously Hitaka, I thin it usually probably 65-70% is thinners when I spray it, and I get just as good coverage as obviously you get out of MRP and stuff like that. So that's all it is. And again, it's one of those things, I've been playing a lot with AK real colours over the last couple of years as well. Again, that was a lot of it because we got to make a decision if we were going to stock it. I know Matt was playing with it as well. As we do, we don't just tend to get in paint ranges and flog them. It's what we use. That's the whole point. And it is obviously the ethos when we started PM Models. In the early days, me and Matt literally sat out on the decking, wasn't it? And with bits of paper, right, what we're going to do then? And it was always that thing, is that we're not doing it because it makes profit, although that does help, but we're doing it because we use it. And there's a reason why we use it, and usually because it's good. And that's what we've always tried to do. So we always tend to use products that we use ourselves. Personally, it's like having your giant store cupboard. So you can just say, can you send us a bottle of whatever? And that's the way it works. But Hitaka, I think, are great paints. They cover beautifully, and I've never had a problem with them. Real Colours goes exactly the same type of thing. Again, with Tamiya lacquers as well, stuff like that. And that's the other thing as well. I don't like to just use perhaps one type of paint because, and this goes back to early days as well, you've just got that thing. Sometimes a manufacturer doesn't do that exact colour you want. So a classic example, none of these manufacturers here, like Hitaka, Real Colours or Tamiya, make what I think is a really nice interior green for cockpits. MRPs though, absolutely love it. It's got a really nice colour. So that's why I pulled out that when I was painting the P51, because their US World War II interior green cockpit colour has got that sort of, it's halfway between cockpit green and that sort of funny, primer colour? Zinc chromate. Yeah, it's somewhere in between. It's not like, because other manufacturers do chromate, but it's not chromate, and that's why it is. And so sometimes it's nice to have different options in your range and go right the way through. And that goes right the way down to acrylics as well. I still keep a range of acrylics because if you're doing weathering and chipping and stuff like that, just with acrylics, I find that it just works a lot easier and quicker.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's always stuff out there, isn't there, that we're looking at and hopefully expanding the ranges here as well. We were just about it this morning, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the other thing as well, is that we appreciate on the other flip side to this, it isn't just us and like our opinions of what paints we want to use and we're trying to shove it down your throat, because we appreciate a lot of people like true acrylics. And again, we are looking into other paint ranges of just pure type acrylics and things like that, and it's to say, it's a certain investment into doing it as well. When we bring in a paint range, we're not just bringing in 20 paints, we're bringing in a rack, backups, and it runs into the thousands to do it. So we tend to save our pennies in the budget, and then we say, right, what we're going to do next, right, we're going to, so the money's going back in the company, we're investing in a new paint range, and we do it like that, even if personally I don't tend to use it. So but again, we want to give everybody the option that we've got everything in stock if you need it. So
absolutely,
we do have a lot of paints.
Do have lots of paints, yes, definitely, lots and lots of paint. Derek says, hi guys, do you know of any 1/32 Hawker Hurricane models being released in the near future?
Yes.
Thanks. Yes, Derek,
yes,
we do. We mentioned this. We had a bit of a scoop on this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Revell apparently are doing one, which will be interesting, and it's a Mark II, isn't it? Not a Mark 1.
It is. It's a Mark II, so it's the metal one. But again, this is one of those where we originally perhaps thought it was the old monogram release, so we went off and did a bit of asking some questions, and we were told it's a new tooled 32nd scale Mark II Hurricane.
Until I've actually seen some info on this, I'll keep my options open. I don't want to say either way, but so we have been told, and said person has been told from them that it's a new tool one, so we've got to believe them. But just be nice.
When it's due out, because that will be the next question, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know, but we have been told it's coming.
Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
So at the moment, the only option is the fly one, isn't it? Which they do various marks of, which, it's a decent kit. Goes together.
Buildable, isn't it? It's buildable. A bit of work, bit of care.
I do wish Tammy would do it.
They'll never do it.
I think Tammy.
Well, again, I said to Matt about it the other day. I just noticed that Tammy's just re-released the Italeri Mark 1 Hurricane.
Right.
Obviously in their boxing, I don't know if it comes with the figures, but it's got figures on the box. I think it actually does come with figures. It's like 3 figures. You get the Hurricane. I don't know if you get a vehicle with it, but it's the old Italeri kit. But we were saying it's an expensive kit considering its age. But that's 48 scale.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't release it with a little Tilly truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's 48. I can't think of anything else in the 48 frames that probably.
I must admit, I got very excited because when I first saw it, it's like the Tamiya branding next to it, and it was a picture of a Hurricane, and I was like, that I got sent, and I was like, is it? Could it possibly be? You know, a sort of 30-second one to go along with their 30-second things? But no, it wasn't. It was a 48 scale one, and then a bit more digging. No, it's the old Italeri kit. So.
Well, let's be fair though, that Italeri kit's not bad.
No, that's
in the scheme of things, it's not a bad kit. Especially it was quite the one to go for, I think, at one point for a Mark 1 Hurricane. Anyway, 48. Obviously, Airfix have brought theirs out, and the one you've built again, and kind of somebody else done one as well. I'm sure somebody else has done one. I can't think. I know like Armour's done their range in 70-second, haven't they? But I don't know. But we're interested anyway to see.
Yes,
Looking
definitely.
forward to it. It's good. It's like I say, long overdue, and we definitely need a Bob Ross Christmas.
I was going to say we do like that. That's great. Little Bob Ross for your tree. Hang a Bob Ross on your tree. Everyone needs that. Bless him. So God bless Bob Ross. Roger says, "Hi team. What if any is there any advantage to using MRP as opposed to LP? Tamiya LP or XF? Thanks." Again, it's personal choice, isn't it? As I said, like we said, the great thing about this hobby is there's lots of different paint manufacturers out there doing pretty much the same thing, but sometimes somebody's colour can be, or to your point of view or whatever, again, it's all personal choice, can be a better colour. But also, like I said, if you are into just shaking the bottle, pop it in your airbrush and spray it, and you don't want to worry about mixtures and things like that, MRP is really easy to use. It's probably the easiest lacquer paint you can use because it's all pre-thinned and ready to go. But it depends on your style of spraying as well. Like I've just said, if you are somebody who likes to spray at higher air pressures, you will go through that stuff like gallons of it. If you spray at very low air pressure, you'll love it. But so again, it depends on your style of airbrushing, of how you actually use it. Like if I was to use that back in the early days, I'll probably go through a bottle in 30 seconds.
I was about to say, more up in the atmosphere and through your filters than it would actually be on your model kit. But I think that's where lacquers generally into it. I think we've discussed this so many times.
Yeah, you thin them a lot more. They cover better.
Lacquers are just meant for low pressure because they don't clog, they are thinner.
Yes.
I think acrylics do need that little bit of extra push.
Yes,
so you're blasting it out at like 60 psi, but they do need a little bit more. Yeah, again, it's all painting style.
But also, just on the balance of this as well, MRPs, their metallic colours and their metal type colours, things like that, are absolutely beautiful. I do like them all the way through. They do a fantastic range, clearly, because obviously it's their neck of the woods of Russian colours. Yeah. So if you're into building a lot of Russian stuff, and we're talking like the flankers, the different type of flanker blues and things like that, it's all in their range, and their range covers it by actual aircraft type. So if you're building MiG-21, 29, 23, they've got all the colours in all the different versions of them. So again, it may be more of a straightforward thing that if, especially Russian stuff is your thing, you buy MRP paints because you've got all the colours, they're very accurate, they're very good, and it's quite straightforward with them. Yet if you were doing it in certainly Tamiya, you're going to be mixing colours to get that hue, and then obviously with some of the other ones, they do versions of, but they're not perhaps specifically accurate colours to what you're actually after as well. So again, there's always the positive side and there's always the negative sides. So again, it's just finding what works for you and in what type of things you're doing.
Yeah,
it's worth having a selection of all different paints, though, isn't it? I mean, I was about to say we've all got MRP paints, but I know Matt hasn't anymore.
Is it though? I was about to say you can go down this rabbit hole of buying paint for paint's sake.
I don't think you should buy a whole selection of paint.
Yeah,
I think it's worth choosing and picking out of a selection of paint which ones you want. For the best colours, or sort of like for the genre that you're doing, so like some manufacturers do, like with certain MRP do a good range of Russian colours.
Yeah.
Tamiya are good for general colours, aren't they? Different companies do different selections, ranges in the things that they're more specific aimed towards. They'll do general stuff, but I think it's just like a good idea to have different manufacturers for keep your options open.
It is, as you said before, sometimes it's nice just to have a range for the basic colours. And from my point of view, I use Tamiya. So if I just want a yellow or red or something else like that, I haven't got it in MRP, Hitaka or in AK Real Colours because I have it in Tamiya. So just for my basic ranges of everything, I always just use Tamiya. So I've got it in lacquer and I've got it as an acrylic as well. But I've never even contemplated buying like a red in Hitaka or in MRP or anything else like that. So again, it's just what you're sort of using for it. But I know obviously Matt's got rid of his MRPs, didn't you, and all the rest of it. It's one of those things where I got rid of my air colour ones, the Vallejo Air series, because I don't use them. Literally I've moved away from those totally. I've got literally, I can see them there, 6 bottles. That's all I've got of it, which obviously got left behind. But it's one of those. It's personal choice what you're working with, and I think like all of us, I know there's fads change, but I really like lacquers. I just love the way they spray. I love the way that technically you don't get any spitting and clogging and everything that fought me airbrushing. I don't get using lacquers. And I know a lot of people say about the health benefits and stuff like that, but like I've said before, and I know a lung guy, and it's one of those things, like we're saying, any particle, it doesn't matter if it's lacquer based, just because you can smell it and it's stronger doesn't make it any worse than an acrylic particle going through the air. So again, you still need your respirator. You should still be using, if you can, some type of extraction system and get it all away from you, because you don't want to be breathing it in. So don't think just because it doesn't smell too bad, it's not harmful in your environment as well.
Oh no, absolutely.
Going to say I'm a bit hypocritical there because I've been building this little German truck, and I've painted that solely in Tamiya, but I could have probably painted it in at least 3 or 4 different manufacturers the whole range through, because I have got too many paints.
Yes,
definitely too many paints.
Well,
that is the other thing as well. A lot of us collect, don't we? It's that thing of collecting the sets. It goes back to the old, cards, sticker books. What were they called? The football ones.
Oh, Panini stickers.
Yeah, that's it. It's that thing about finishing the set. So I remember when I was quite young, my dream was to have a full set of Tamiya. So I used to go to the shop and it would be like, I had my little list of colours I'd need, and I would then buy an extra one as a teenager just to have that set. And I remember having it at one point, and it was one of those things that I probably only used half of them. And a lot of these paints you still see here are from that day as well still. Yeah. But I just wanted the set.
That's the thing, there's colours in the ranges that you probably ever use, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like... Yeah. But they're there and you need them because it just don't.
It doesn't.
It jumps from whatever it is, XF 20 something to 49 or wherever it is.
It is, and that's always bothered me. It goes from 28, isn't it, to 49 or something, or 29, and it's like, where's the others?
Where's the others in between? What happened to them colours? They must have been there sometime. It's annoying. Or rebrand it all so they go in order.
I never understand why they've done that jump there, because I initially thought it was so that they could slot other paints in. But then they bought the new German colours out, and then they carried on the end.
Yeah, I know.
There's a reason. There is a reason for it, but I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know what it is. But there must be. You won't jump from, unless it's unlucky in Japanese to have 30s or something. I don't know.
Wait, isn't it the thing of like?
Oh, guess what?
Go on.
I have a delivery coming.
Oh, have you?
I've just seen the van just fly by my window.
So we have a live unboxing in a second.
Well,
right, okay. Well, whilst he's just sorting himself out in the van, and if he's like mine, it'll be 10 minutes.
I'm not going yet because it's raining. But as soon as he pulls up, I'll go and then I'll dig. Yeah, he's here. I'll dig out what it is.
You dig it out. I'll read the next question. I'll read the next question. Okay, so Matt says, "Hi PM team, do you know much about the Fujami and Ashima car kits? Not the F1, just the general car kits. I've had some. They have some cool looking stuff. Are they old molds? Can they be tackled by a novice car builder?"
We sell quite a few, and we stock both Fujimi and Oshima. I'm not an expert on car kits. The expert has just walked out of the room.
Yes.
handily.
Yes.
And
Oh,
hey,
yeah. Was he turned the light out? Or they had a power cut?
I don't know.
His Yeti's just gone off. Oh, has he lost all power?
We can't tell because the camera's still working.
Yeah, but if he's on his laptop,
Yeah, but then
battery.
his internet would have gone off, wouldn't it? What's going on there?
What has he done? Anyway, you can tell this is live, everyone. I can only speak because obviously I've done some reviews of the Ashima stuff and obviously with the Fujami, with the cars as well that I've seen in the past. And they all look really, really nice. That's the thing. But like all manufacturers, they've probably got some old stuff in the catalogue which may not be as nice. But certainly from Ashima's point of view, their stuff's normally pretty good. And again, even with like the Fujami stuff, I'm just trying to think. No, I haven't actually. I thought I did have a couple of bits of Fujami here. But no, as I say, we will ask Matt if he comes back or he's been electrocuted.
All I know is every time we get them in, they're new to me because it's the first time I've ever seen them, but it's because it's not my genre and, I don't, I've never seen them before, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. My only point is his Yeti microphone's gone off as well. See, we can hear him. He's still live, but his microphone's gone off as well because the light went off on it.
Yeah. I'm going to look at on the cards we've got up and see what Scalemate says about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst we're live on air, waiting for
several
Scalemate. So I'm looking at the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo, right, which we've had in for.
And I've got a review of it here.
Yeah, so I've had it in not that long, and apparently, by looking at it, it was new released in 2017. 2017, 2018. So, not an old kit.
No, I've got it here somewhere because I did the review of it.
But Fujimi have been doing 911s since 1985. So possibly any other 911 that's in the range is based on that. But by looking at the RSRs, the racing ones were standalone.
Yes. There we go. So this is the. I haven't got any photos of this one. It's before I did the photos. But again, you can go back and have a look at this review. Just put it in the search, probably a quicker way of doing it. But they look fantastic. The body shells all look nice. And again, definitely their newer stuff. They do quite a few versions of that one, don't they? Because I think we had a few of those in at one point with different ones in there.
It's hard to tell with Porsche 911s because they all look like Volkswagen Beetles, don't they?
What's going on here?
Have you turned everything off?
Hello?
Hello, we are still here. We can hear you.
The complete power cut. Good job.
I know it's probably
There may be an edit in here, everyone. Perhaps the circuit breaker's gone for the sockets in the... There he is. He's back. Hold on. Just trying. There you go. Hello. Yeah, obviously the circuit breaker went in the thing.
Just a power cut.
Well, you were still live all the way through because the battery obviously was still powering the laptop.
I couldn't hear anything. Anyway.
Here it is.
There it is.
It's in.
That's a little box.
Have you not brought the other one in as well, Matt?
I can't find it. I've got 9 boxes just turned up and buggered if I'm hunting through them. So there it is. That's what was doing. Oh my god, that's...
There you go. We've been waiting for that one for a while. She's here at last. So 48 scale Blackbird, everyone.
Yeah.
So we'll be invoicing them as well today.
Yes.
Yeah. My computer, everything's going off.
Everything's firing back up.
Power back on. So yeah.
As I say, your camera was always rolling.
Yeah.
We could still see, but everything went dark, and then the power and everything off. So it's like, oh,
no, it's
okay.
just power just flipped off. Bizarre. Anyway, that's a big box, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
So that's,
Very, very nice.
that's what we were waiting for to come in. So it has arrived live on here.
There you go. Totally live.
In between a power cut.
So, Matt, one of the questions was that we're talking about asking about Fujimi and Ashima cars. Are they any good?
Yes.
So I did the
good.
review of this one here, and it looked good to me. So
Yeah, they are. They're really, really nice kits, even for the age of them. Because I think you said because they're older kits, aren't they? They're
yeah,
brilliant. They're very, I suppose, Tamiya-esque. I think,
Yeah.
or very Japanese-esque in how the way they do the cars. They're more curbside. You don't often get full motors and stuff, but
yeah,
they get together fantastic. They are, yeah,
very
worth
nice
having
indeed.
because they're just some decent subjects as well. I mean, the 911s, the Fujima 911s
Yeah.
are probably one of the best out there. I think.
Yeah,
And same with some of the Ashima, the Minis, the Range Rover that we've had in, and quite a few others. I mean, you obviously get a massive Japanese sort of market, what they do. But yeah, good stuff they are. Worth having.
Cool indeed. And then Phil, any plans to tackle a 124 scale car in match shoes with the Jag, or maybe a 112th? No. Last time I did a big vehicle was a Kenworth truck, which is what, 1/16th was it, or something like that. So
Yeah, enjoyed it too, didn't you?
it was a lot of fun. It is nice. I do like doing cars because obviously it's painting of the shells and the various things to them. It's a total different way of modelling, isn't it? Doing a car, it's all interior, all the nice bits. Obviously, you do the body shell, then it's putting the glass in. Very straight way of building a car, then bringing them together. It's a very pleasurable experience. But as I say, you've got to be good with your painting.
I could imagine you doing a 1/12 Formula One car with all the extras and all the wiring and all the.
I would, and I'd love to do that, but I couldn't afford it because one of those would be an absolute fortune. It would cost, a lot.
There's that Camel Lotus you could build.
Yes, no, that actually looks very, very nice. I must admit, that was nice. Yes.
But yeah, I'm planning on doing a car next year, to be honest. I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do as well for it, so I think it'll tie in with a group build, shall we say, kind of like Jag did for this year.
Yeah.
Got an idea for one for next year as well, so I might do that again.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, last question from Adam. He says, morning, gents. Question for Phil. Where did you get the display boxes seen on yesterday's vlog? Are they an off-the-shelf purchase or are they custom? Since downsizing, I no longer have the space to make my own and struggling to find a good supplier or anywhere that can make custom sizes of pieces. Yeah, they don't need a new mortgage. I think that's the problem because I looked in about 2 years ago, a custom case maker. Yeah, I almost needed a pacemaker after that one because I didn't realise it'd be quite that much. So now it's just gathering dust. It was actually hanging on the wall. But anyway, they are made by Trumpeter. The two ones that I've got here that you've probably seen was the big one, which is 316mm by 276mm. And to put that into one, that's the one you would have seen close-up one when I showed the Gladiator. 32nd scale, World War II fit in them, no problem at all. And you can get most medium-sized 48 scale kits in there, so you probably would have seen them with the other up there. I've got like a 48 scale Sea Vixen in one. I've got some other bits and pieces around as well, and then down here I've got the Jag in one. I've got a Harrier 48 scale in one. You can fit in quite nice size kits into them, although you might have to go on the diagonal, and sometimes you might have to take like the pitot tube off just to get them in. They're just not that big. But the trouble, you know what it's like with aircraft, unless it's got proper wingspan, there's a lot of wasted space around them. So that's it. The other one you can do if you want something a bit smaller, the other one I have here is the small 72nd one, as I call it, which is 170mm, so it's 17 centimeters by 17 centimeters, and then height on that is 7 centimeters. But again, they're all made by Trumpeter. You can go off and have a look at those. We don't actually stock them, maybe something that we might think about doing in the future. And that other one as well, sorry, the bigger one, is 13 centimeters tall. So you pretty much get everything in there. But they do ones for cars. I've got one, to be honest, for a bike there. And obviously you've got ones for ships, for trains, for different sizes as well. So if you just search Trumpeter's display cases, you will find them on there. But your part numbers for them are, as I say, for the bigger one, it's 9808, and for the smaller one, it's 9811. So yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. Cool. Very good. Sorted. So that's it. Get your voice in. Quick.
Hey, that was an eventful show.
It was. Talk about a live show with everything going on. We've had a power cut, we've had a delivery. To be honest, I'll edit it out, but Andy had to go off and get a delivery as well.
Andy, do you know that delivery that's coming up? Putting in a radiator, have you?
Yeah.
Because if you have, you need to go and move it. You'll be back downstairs. You need to shift it if it's near a radiator.
It's not near a radiator, but it's not far from a radiator.
Bearing in mind his house is 32 degrees.
Yeah, which it was.
What do you think to the stand?
Do you know what? I like it. I think it needs to be painted because in all
Yeah.
the pictures I've seen, it's just showing it either in plastic or a light colour. I think if you did it in a gunmetal type colour or something else like that, a metallic maybe, I think it would look really, really nice on the stand. Hopefully it's quite stable onto it. I like the idea with the engines being shown separate.
I think they
Yeah.
mount onto the stand as well, don't they?
Yeah, they're on the bottom of the stand. So, generally I think it looks a really nice kit. I know it's not cheap. Let's face it, it's
Never.
it was
There's
a
a
lot
lot
of
in it, and
plastic
actually,
into
that
it.
is quite a sturdy box for Ravel. Because we
Yes.
bash him about the quality. That is a proper box.
Yeah, well, I have seen the thing. It has got an inlay in it as well.
Yeah.
It's a proper solid box for the first time for Ravel. Hopefully, they're going to do it like that all the time. But again, I know there's a lot of people have said that it's not as detailed as they was expecting and they were hoping for, but it's a very large aircraft. It's huge. So
Yeah, and again, it's at a price point.
It
Got to
is.
think,
It's-
this is
90
Ravel
quid, I
all
know,
along,
but-
isn't it?
yeah,
They do things at a price point, and then if you want to chuck extras at it, you will be able to, because there's going to be loads of people jumping on it, aren't there? So,
Yeah.
if you want to take it the extra mile and put a load of extra detail in it when it comes out, it'll be available for this. Absolutely will. So,
I must admit, I probably won't because it's not that massively high on my list, but I do enjoy painting black. And for some weird reason, and I think you could do a lot with that. Like when I did the X15, probably not as much because it doesn't quite go as fast as the X15, so it wouldn't have the distortions that one had. But it's a nice challenge working with it to make it look right. And again, I think if you was to perhaps rivet it, because again it is lacking in riveting onto it, but it's nice. It's big flat areas. Riveting, that's a doddle. It's not like it's curved going around corners and stuff. It's literally nice swooping lines. So to rivet it, it'll be very straightforward.
And it leaked like a sieve, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yeah. Well, wasn't it something? I don't know how many was it? Something like 6 or 9 inches longer when it was flying.
Yeah.
So it stretches like Concorde did.
yeah.
So everything leaked on the ground because all the panels didn't join. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
But yeah, very interesting. Nice to see it's arrived anyway. Hopefully, as I say, that will now open the floodgates to all the other bits that are right behind it because we knew that was due and we know everything's coming in behind it. So you might find now between now and Christmas there'll be 2 or 3 more releases to come. So very, very nice to see that. And again, with the Tora kit as well coming out this week, it's very good. Some nice stuff.
Yeah, lots of releases coming through back end of the year, isn't it? Just for Christmas, but we did expect it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say we're all a bit surprised with the Razor Quest, aren't we? Because if that gets any later,
Yes.
it's going to be a push for people, even if we get it in for the post to get there before Christmas, which we was thinking it's quite an ideal Christmas present, with the program being on and it's Star Wars related and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it'll be in early next week. So, we can do something with it, get rid of it.
Definitely.
Cool.
Right. Okay then, guys. We will leave it right there. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. Pleasure as always. Don't forget you get all your usual bits and pieces over on the PM store. So you can just sign into obviously there, have a good browse round. Like we said before, we've had big restocks come through of paints, tools and various bits and pieces. As you know, obviously the kits are in. They will appear up on the site obviously later today. No doubt Andy will be on it like Sonic. And we'll be good to go. And again, your invoices, they are sent out. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but if you could pay in a timely manner, please, or if you have got a problem and you can't pay, please get in touch as well and let us know. It's better that we know what you're doing and you need another bit of time rather than leave us hanging, because otherwise we don't know what to do with your kit. So, yes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we get worried about what's happened with you as well.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's the other thing as well. Sometimes if we don't know if you're still here. As horrible as it sounds, when we don't know, it's like so. Yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody's not here, how are they going to let us know?
Well, that's it. I'll get out me board. Do me Doris Stokes. I'll be fine.
Bring out the medium.
Right. Okay, then, guys. We will leave it like there. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you all again soon. Happy modelling. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.